Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. So, Diane is back from the dead. From what I understand, that she got murdered and gruesome death. Apparently, a lot of people did not like her. Jack described her as poison. Um, Allie is just confused about this whole thing, and then she gets upset with her saying that she lied to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you lied to me, you got him here, what kind of games are you playing? Um, Jack is furious. Jack is furious. Diane wants to then try to explain what happened, but Jack is just not giving her the time of day. Allie runs off, meets up with Jack later on, and he kind of gives some details about Diane. They share a son. My whole thing is this. Jack said that, you know, their son, like how could Diane sit there and do that to our son like that? But I'm sitting up there wondering, did the son know all along? It's one thing to sit there and fake your death to people that either don't like you or whatever, or even Jack. But to sit there and fake your death and not even have your own son, not even have your own son know that you're still alive, would seem very cruel and unusual. And I gotta sit there and believe that it must have been a um, really good reason to not even let him know. So I'm waiting for that. I mean, and Diane texts him saying, "Hey, come back, and there's more to the story." And Jack looks at his phone, and he's like, listen, I want to sit there and just ignore this whole text and just kind of go back, but you know, he's going to want to sit there and figure out what's going on. If not for himself, then for their son. Though I still think that the son may be in on it, but I guess time will tell. Oh, and thank you everyone for letting me know her name. Um, I was really confused yesterday. Yes, I want to thank everyone for just giving me the info, and let me know like what her name is and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. What we got next? In my imagination, or you just felt like they just kind of just shoved Nate in at the last possible second. This isn't the first time. I actually tell you the truth, this happened this week with Days, where just like out of nowhere, it felt like a certain scene didn't really need to be there, but it's like they kind of just had to throw it in there for, I don't know, saving time or something. Um, so how do I sit and explain this? That's good. Let me just start off with the Nate and Ashland thing, because it's pretty simple. All Ashland does is stick to his rules that, these people are lying and he has enemies. They're just there fabricating all this stuff and he's going to get to the bottom of it. And Nate is just like, just be honest. Throw yourself to the mercy of the courts at this point. Let Victoria know what's going on. Because when he walked in there, when he walks in society and he saw him, he looked at him like, I'm surprised you're still here. I'm surprised you didn't skip town. And of course, Ashland's like, whoa, I got nothing to run from, and yada, yada, yada. Um, Now, earlier, Ashlyn was with Victoria, and Victoria's like, yo, listen, pack a bag, pack some stuff, get some food for the plane ride. We're going down to Tuscany, and, we're just going to get away from the lies and everything like that that's going on. And at first, Ashlyn's like, yo, are you trying to get rid of me? And one of the things that Ashlyn did sit there and say was, before he left, was like, maybe we'll sit there and stay there. I'm like, nah. You mean like an accident will happen and her body will sit there and stay there somewhere, and you'll come back sobbing and everything like that, being the sole CEO of the company. Because why not at this point? Well, not really why not. I mean, that was his plan from the get go. Was probably to get controlling, the controlling of the new, the whole company. I think my question is, maybe there's a part of him that does love her. Um, and I don't think that was part of the plan as far as, the con, as far as him conning his way into getting both of the companies joined and then just kind of just, ending her. I don't know if falling in love with her was part of the plan, but I guess we'll sit there and see later on when he go down to Tuscany and, have that whole thing go on. Now, Nick asks Billy, because Billy informed Lily. Seriously, why does her name have to be Lily? Anyway, Billy, catches Lily up to speed on Ashlyn and the lies and everything like that, and she is just pissed and disgusted at the same time. Um, Now, Nikki and Nick come over. They're talking for a little bit, and Billy's like, is there anything that I can do? Like, well, like what's going on with they all talk about Victoria. I don't exactly remember who started what, but they all talk about Victoria. And then when Nikki leaves, Nick is like, listen, I need you to sit there and try to get through Victoria. Because everything that we say is just like she's not trying to hear us, but at least she actually confided in you to sit there and try to, like open up. So, Nick is like, listen, if you help her out, you get her out of the situation, I won't forget it. And he leaves, and Lily's like, she's not really too fond of that idea. She doesn't want him sitting there getting involved with Ashlyn, the dude is dangerous, and it's like, she feels like it's not really his fight, but Billy and Victoria have kids, and that's one of the things, well, probably one of the other reasons of getting Victoria away from Ashlyn. On top of the fact that he does probably still care about her, if nothing else, they have children together, but that's what he tells Lily, like, yo, listen, we got kids together. So I can't just let her stay in that situation knowing that I can do something about it. Now, Adam and Sally are sitting there talking, and, Adam is feeling, I don't know, a little kind of down or having a pity party. I'm not really too sure, but he's just upset at the fact that, like, he's not being kept in the loop. And, you know, he feels like maybe he's only kept in the loop whenever he's useful. Sally's like, maybe there's nothing really to talk about, like nothing that's really going on. Victor gets in there, and Victor is, getting ready to sit there and kick Sally out. Like, yo, listen, I got an update, but I don't really sit there and it's family business, so we not. She got to go. And Adam's like, yo, listen, she knows everything. So he talked for a little bit. And, Adam is just not happy with this whole situation. Like, yo, listen, what are you going to sit there and do? Because Victoria is probably going to take down this company, and you had this interloper that came in, and this was on her watch. And Victor's like, yo, listen, she's a victim in this. Don't sit there and try to make her out the villain. Don't make her out to be the villain. But I'm like, well, I'm gonna side on that. I'm gonna side on Adam's side. There was multiple people sitting there telling her that this was a bad dude, that you can't sit there and trust him, and she kicked her own brother to the curb as far as the wedding. As far as when she got married. So I'm on Adam's side when it comes towards vilifying her because I mean this is all on her. She had multiple warning signs. Um, now Victoria gathers the family um, to come to her office, and you got Nick, Nikki, Victor, and Adam. And Victoria's like, listen, I got a plan. Me and Ashlyn, we're gonna go to Tuscany. And at first, the mother's like, oh, what? Are you nuts? What are you doing? Why would you? Why would you go with him by yourself, knowing everything that you know? Like, why would you do that for? But Victoria's like, I got a plan. I got this handled. You gotta trust me. So Victor's like, okay, all right. And while you're going, I'm going to appoint Adam as temporary CEO. Now, Adam is surprised by this, but he's also happy. him and Sally was having a conversation about like, a way that, he can move up in the corporate ladder and, be in a better position or take advantage of the situation. And now, more or less, he kind of got a shot. And at first, Victoria's like, no, I can, I can multitask. I mean, that is a word. I can do both. Like, but Victor's like, no, this is what we're doing. This is my decision. And I said that we're doing it, so we're doing it. So Victoria doesn't really sit there and fight him on it. Nikki, Nikki is like, what, no, what? I don't know. I'm assuming that, well, somebody told me that, um, Nikki isn't Adam's mother. So, not that that really should make that much of a difference, but, um, as far as why, she wants Victoria to sit there and still be the CEO of the company. Um, but yeah, so I guess we're gonna see maybe in a couple of days. I mean, I'm really hoping it's tomorrow, but the way that this show moves at a certain speed, it's like, you know. Now earlier, Victor was not there, um, having lunch or dinner or brunch or something with Lauren and Michael, and I'm gonna be honest. I know some people probably look at Lauren like, she is very feisty and she's a diva and this, that, and the third. But to be honest, this chick just comes across as completely annoying. I get that Michael was in a very tough spot, and this was while working for Victor. Michael makes his own choices, and I'm pretty sure he was aware of a certain amount of danger working for a guy like Victor. So while she's sitting there having this, resting bitch face the whole time, while Victor is not there spoiling them with wine and lobster and pretty much all you can eat, and telling Michael, oh no 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 no, you're not gonna sit there and do one more case for him. I'm sitting there looking at this whole time like, bro, you gonna let her speak for you like that? Like really? I didn't realize that you were a grown ass man that you couldn't speak for yourself. That pissed me off, and I understand her concerns and being overprotective, but I'm like, I don't know. I felt some sort of way about that. Now Michael does want to sit there and continue to fight because he, after what Ashlyn did to him as far as locking him up and everything like that, and he's not okay with that. He wants some payback. Okay, he can call it justice, which is probably true, but it's a little payback at the same time. And Victor's like, you're going to be doing something more local. I need you to sit there and find any sort of loophole to get him out of the company. No matter what it is, just find it. Um, and of course, you talk about Victoria a little bit as far as like, her still believing in Ashland and she has some sort of plan or whatever. So you talk about that for a little bit and then Victor leaves. And of course, Lawrence still has reservations just about still doing anything for Victor, even if it is just ousting Ashland. I mean, on top of that, the dude does seem pretty dangerous. I mean, the dude seems pretty dangerous. She just got him back. So I understand her hesitation. Um, I understand her hesitation as far as like having Michael work for Victoria or do anything that is putting him against, up against Ashland. And I know, here's the thing, I know that I'm sitting there talking in a way where it comes across as hypocritical, but I understand her fear, her concern, her hesitation. I think the way that she goes about it comes across as a little overbearing. And while she thinks it's being pretty sassy, it just comes across as, I wouldn't sit there and say emasculating him, but I would sit there and say, like, maybe not treating him so much as an equal, like like he doesn't have a brain, like he isn't an adult, like he can't sit there and make decisions for his well-being. And I get that, they're married and stuff like that, but how about you let him be a grown-ass man and let him decide on what he wants to sit there and do? I mean, y'all are married and that's fine, but he is still an adult. You're his wife, not his mother, and maybe you should sit there and kind of make sure that you can separate the two, because it's starting to get a little annoying. Um, anyway, he said he's going to sit there and charm her into letting him go back to work for Victor, like he needs permission or something. So, yeah, that happened. I think that's about it for the most part. I really do. Yeah, I think I kind of covered everything. I gotta sit there and say Jack's storyline is now starting to get interesting. It is. It's definitely getting interesting. It's definitely getting intriguing. I'm looking forward to sit there and seeing what goes on with Diane and kind of learning more about her history and why she's back and why she faked her death and stuff like that. I'm glad we're actually getting somewhere because my goodness, breadcrumbs and everything like that, they just seem like they were just throwing a little crumpets at you like, here you go, here you go, here you go. That lasted for like 2 weeks, I think. I felt like it lasted for 2 weeks. I think this show definitely has a balance problem. It definitely has a balancing problem. This episode was actually really good. And then you get the stuff when you're talking about Noah and Tess and Mariah, and you're just like, what are we doing? Sometimes it just makes me feel it's like I don't really care that much until they actually, like, this is actually the first time I actually cared about Noah's storyline. Up until then, I really didn't care. Mariah and Tess, I really don't care about. Ray didn't seem like they was really doing anything with him, so the fact that the actor is leaving for reasons that are unknown, I'm like, bro, I don't know, maybe they put you in, I don't know, GH or days or something. Put you in something where they're gonna actually use you. And it's funny I talk about a balancing act. Because a lot of times, even when I'm watching GH, I feel like sometimes the show isn't as balanced as I would like it to be. They definitely do favor certain characters as far as giving them more exciting storylines than other characters. Um, Maybe I haven't been watching the show as long because I feel like it's just more of a glaring problem. But the show has been on for a while, and you're having characters just leaving like rapidly. And while I do understand certain people left because, let's say, a movie that may or may not be made because you got the actor that's acting like a nut job, if you know what I'm talking about. Um, let's see, you had the other Chance that left, you had Summer that's left for reasons, and then you have Ray that's leaving. You had the original Ashton Locke that left. Well, he got fired because of reasons, but my point is, when you start having that many people leave your show within, it feels like under a year, it's kind of a problem. Within a year's time, it feels like it's kind of a problem, and they need to do something. They, I don't know what the solution is. I ain't really sit there and think about it, but they need to do something. Anyway, enough of me rambling. I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.